Hey, what's going on, guys? Nick Robbins here. Hey, and in this short video, I wanted to talk about the top 7 mistakes that startup agency owners make. Over the last couple of years, I've trained hundreds of people in starting their agency, coach with them, and I see the same mistakes over and over and over again. And you know what? I did it even when I was starting out building my agency. And this is the things I've learned on our path to, multi-seven figures in revenue here. So let's get started. So the first mistake I see agency owners make, and this is a huge one. This is where everyone gets lost, and this is why most people don't even get started or make it, is they don't have any consistent, reliable prospecting system in order to get phone calls regularly. Because in the beginning, all that matters is sales. Nothing else fucking matters. Your website doesn't matter. Your logo doesn't matter. Nothing, your brand doesn't matter. All that matters is sales and getting on calls. And people overthink this. And there's so many good ways in order to do this. There's the people that I've taught inside the Crusader Nation, private training program. They're literally getting calls on autopilot. Every single day we're seeing new calls get set up and new calls going in. So make sure you've got a bulletproof prospecting system to generate new calls on autopilot, because again, all that matters at the beginning is sales. Okay, and the second big mistake, going after high ticket clients. Okay, excuse my handwriting here, it's awesome. So what we got to do, and this is huge, so often we like to go after the people who seem smaller, the smaller local businesses, because we're afraid to talk to, the bigger ticket clients, the people who, make more money, who spend more money, all that, because we've got this idea in our head that they're scared or scary or whatever it might be. Guys, you've got to go after people who spend money, okay? You've got to. It's essential. Nothing can piss you off more than working with clients who don't have money, who aren't spending money on advertising. What does that mean? Here's some quick tips on that. Make sure they're spending money on advertising, guys. Make sure they're spending money on advertising. It's huge, okay? Another huge tip I'd recommend is make sure that their customer value, the money that they receive for generating a customer that you bring in, is worth over $1,000, $2,000, okay? Now, obviously gyms, restaurants, things like that can work, but when you're just getting started, I'm a big fan of going after high ticket. It makes it much easier to justify your services and to charge more. And guess what, guys? You can charge way more and they're way less work if you go after high ticket clients. So the third big one, after prospecting systems and going after the right types of clients, is there's no phone call structure, right? You just get on the phone and you just fucking wing it. You've got to have a script, guys. You've got to. Okay, it's absolutely essential to have a script in this day and age, because you need to know where you're going. And on top of that, you need something that is repeatable and consistent. That's what's really important about this. You need to be able to have something that's repeatable and consistent, because ideally, you teach someone how to run the phone calls after you get some sales coming in. So you've got to have a good phone structure, guys. And you should be doing the same thing on every single call. The qualifying call should be ran the same way. The demo and the pitch should be ran the same way every single time, because that's how you get consistency and that's how you get people to buy regularly, okay? We've got people inside the Crusader program who are literally closing 5 out of 6 clients that they're getting on the phone with. That's how amazing it is when you've got a process that you can follow. And people adding $30,000 in a 45-day period, running a proper phone structure. And this was the only piece that they needed. So make sure you've got a good process to run phone calls, okay? 4, you try and do too much after you get started. So once you've started getting, you've got your prospecting dialed in, you're getting some high ticket clients, you figure out how to run phone calls, the next mistake I see people make is they don't get a team. They want to do everything themselves. They're afraid of outsourcing work. They're afraid of hiring. They're afraid of a lot of these things, right? And you've got to get help, okay? It is absolutely essential. You can only get so far by yourself. So make sure that you guys are hiring a VA, making sure that you guys are building out your team, okay? We're up to 20 team members now over here at BTOP Local. 20 team members, okay? And that's what's helped us scale to over $3.5, $4 million here, is having those team members. And we hired early and we hired quickly. It was one of the best decisions we make. So make sure you get help. Okay, the 5th biggest mistake I see comes down to retention. And this is an epidemic right now. Bad retention rates. Guys, getting the sale is only one thing. You need to be able to retain the client. That's what we're in this for, right? Long-term scalability, long-term build-outs. So you've got to build a good retention process. And that all starts with the sale. A lot of people don't recognize that or realize that. But you've got to sell people on properly. And then from there, you need to build a proper onboarding process to get people in the door. There's people inside the Crusader program who, when I've taught them how to structure sales properly and how to run some of these calls and save calls, they've literally been able to save thousands of dollars worth of clients. And we've got multiple people talking about that, all because of how they structured the call on the front end by setting the right expectations. Okay, if not, the client's going to walk all over you. I'm sure a lot of you guys watching this have had a shithead client. Well, I would argue that that's your fault that they were a shithead because you didn't set the expectations right. And you need to learn how to do that, and you need to be okay with doing that. All right, and the sixth biggest mistake here is no advanced ads or training systems. Like, you've got to have a good fulfillment system, okay? No, you've got to always be training your marketing program. This is so big, okay? No advanced system. We're typing this out. We can't, once you learn how to do one marketing gimmick, right? Like, once you learn how to, get an opt-in or get a lead, it can't just end there. You have to learn how to put things in place on top of that. You have to learn how to do follow-up emails. You have to learn how to build online scheduling into your package. You have to learn how to do the voicemail drops. You have to learn how to build better audiences and get better leads for your clients. Being able to do the basic 1-2 opt-ins only going to get you so far. You've got to have a fulfillment system that you're continually improving on. Most of your investment and reinvestment back in the company should be going back to you getting better at advertising, adding more services, adding more opportunities, so that way you can retain the client for longer, okay? We've got over 100 clients right now. We've got over 100 clients over here. And that's because we've continually improved our ads, we've continually built on the back end, and we're always getting better with it because we're getting feedback from the client, and we want to continue to build things that are going to get better results. That's all that matters. So make sure you've got an extreme strong fulfillment and training system. Okay, and then the last one, and this one is so important, guys, so important. No investing in mentors. Okay, this might actually be the number one biggest mistake. I'm putting it at 7, but it's the biggest mistake. No investing. Okay, you must invest in yourself and in your business. Here's the thing, guys. I have personally spent over $100,000. That's correct, $100,000 in cash over the last 18 months on mentors. And I regret none of it. It was the best money I've ever spent. Okay, because they know things that you don't know. That $100,000 has led to millions in revenue. Millions. I'm not even exaggerating. So you must have mentors. You must be willing to invest in yourself and invest in your business, because it's going to help you get to where you want to go so much faster, guys. So much faster. So with that being said, here's the thing, guys. Those are the top 7 biggest mistakes. I'll recap them for you. Number 1, you don't have a reliable prospecting system. You need to figure that out to get calls. Number 2, you're not going after the right types of clients who are spending money and who have high-ticket customers. Number 3, you have no idea what you're doing when you get on the phone. So make sure you have a good phone call structure and qualifying and demo close process. Number 4, they don't have a team. They don't get VAs. They don't get the right types of people on board early so that they can scale up and make more money and do more of the fun work, right? Number 5, there is no retention plan in place. There's no onboarding. There's no monthly follow-up calls or bi-weekly follow-up calls. There's no expectations aren't set properly on the sales call, right? Number 6, there's no advanced training and fulfillment systems. You just kind of learn one little gimmick, and then all of a sudden you have no backups. You don't understand marketing. You don't understand the process. You must invest in your marketing product, okay? And then number 7 is not investing in mentors. That is the biggest mistake that I see people make. You must invest. You must be willing to learn from other people who are in your shoes. So with that, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure you guys get these things handled. Thanks.